SLAPAFISH community, and welcome back to another World Tanks Console video. So in this video, I'm going to be driving the IS-4 on the channel. So I hadn't drove this tank in quite some time. I used to feature it a lot, but I quit because I was like, I'm featuring this tank a lot, so I need to dial it down a little. So I did. It's been 60-70 days since I had a IS-4 replay, so now's the time to do it. Okay. So, like always, I'm going to go over some stats about the IS-4. So, the gun that the IS-4 has is a 122mm caliber gun. It fires 5 rounds per minute and has an alpha damage of 440. It has a DPM of 2,200. The IS-4 has the highest DPM at Tier 10 Soviet heavy tanks. The only one that outclasses it on DPM is the Object 277 at 2,375. And also the IS-4 carries 30 rounds of ammunition, so that gives it a potential damage of 13,200, which sucks. It's one of the drawbacks of the IS-4. Your penetration is also 258 on your standard and 340mm on your premium. Your gun's accuracy is .38 and aim time is 2.9. You have a Terran armor of 250 at the front, 200 at the sides, and 170 at the back. Also, you have 140mm of frontal armor at the front. Also, your lower glacis plate, which is usually the weak point, is 180mm thick. Your side armor is 160, and your rear armor is 120mm thick. You also have 2,500 hit points. You also go 43 kilometers per hour with a 12.33 horsepower per ton. Anything else I want to say? In the IS-4, I've also played 984 battles in the IS-4. This is my most played tank and also my favorite tank. Now let's talk a little bit about the IS-4. So the IS-4, this tank is a tank that it doesn't care what round that you shoot at it. It doesn't matter if you fire premium rounds. This tank wants you to fire premium rounds at it. This tank's entire job is to make you shoot its side armor when it's side scraping. Its job for the IS-4 is to over angle the armor to bait the enemy to shooting the side armor and just bouncing or getting absorbed in the side armor of the IS-4. So yeah. Also, a good player in the IS-4 will know its weak points. The IS-4 has weak points at the front. I know that the IS-4's frontal plate, the frontal hull armor, is pretty weak when it comes to premium rounds. Especially premium rounds. It won't hold up. So you must hide it. Must keep it angled. And also, when an IS-4 player that knows how to drive the tank is driving, there is nothing you can do to pin the tank when the IS-4 player doesn't want you to pin the tank. Yes, you got the frontal armor, and you also have the upper, on top of the turret. There's a weak point right above the gun, right below the machine gun that you can see on the top of the turret that's sticking out. There's a plate that is 30mm thick, so you need a gun caliber of 91mm or higher to actually go through the IS-4's weak point on top to overmatch it. But if an IS-4 driver knows about that weak point, they can do everything in their power to make you miss or bounce off that weak point. Well, you can't bounce off the weak point, but you'll miss the weak point. The IS-4 has amazing armor. It's also very, very trolly. This tank also can lead a push. I like playing the IS-4 aggressively, and also it can be outflanked. I know these are tier 8 tank destroyers, but it's fine. The armor is too trolly for them. They're going to bounce. Well, it's up to Ferdinand. Ferdinand's going to put a shot right through my ammo. But the Diamondback's going to struggle, and the Ferdinand's probably going to struggle in this shot. Well, he's dead anyway. The good DPM of the IS-4 just beats it. And put a shot in the Diamondback. Did 348. Actually led rolled there. But yeah, a player that knows how to play the IS-4 will use its armor correctly. It has amazing armor. Just amazing. You just got to know how to use the armor. If you don't know how to use the armor of the IS-4, or you don't know how to use the IS-4, this tank is absolutely going to suck for you. You got to know how to use the IS-4 to make this tank good. This tank has a high skill cap. That means you need a lot of information of how this tank works to play this tank effectively. You need to know how to side script. You need to know how to use your armor. You need to know how to hide your weak points. What's your strength and weaknesses about this tank? I usually like to rush for and ram people with my IS-4 and face hug them and know the weak points. I'll do it to IS-7s. It doesn't matter. I'll pin IS-7s over and over and over when they face hug. And that tank is supposed to be really good while face hugging. And they can't pin you because there's not really any weak points to pin you on the IS-4. I mean, if you have like really good gun depression, then they can pin you. Like, you're going to have like maybe 10, maybe 12 degrees of gun depression to when you're face hugging this IS-4 to actually go through the frontal plate when you're face hugging. Yes, it's that strong win. You're like, yeah, when you're face hugging. Also, premium rounds will bounce off your frontal plate when you're face hugging. That's when your frontal plate is really, really good. It's face hugging. And they can't pin your frontal plate. Also, if they can pin your, on the off chance they can pin your frontal plate, you can always angle your armor, and they can't do a thing. It's funny. But anyway, we got a victory. I've taught majority of this game about the IS-4, about how amazing it is. But in the background, I'm showing one of the tank's flaws. It doesn't carry enough ammo. But I was able to do 7,684 damage. I fired 25 shots, hit 22, and penetrated 20. We also blocked 3,600 damage. And we killed 4 tanks. And we also got top of the leaderboards. So, I guess it's it. If you like this video, remember like, comment, and subscribe. Also, remember SLAPAFISH because we're always not. And peace out. See ya.